Brendan, can you tell us what the main motions or the main themes were that came out of the Armed Forces section of this year's ARN conference?
Yeah, certainly. A couple of main points from my speech. One was to get over to the representative body what had happened with pay this year, the fact that we've managed to achieve over 5% pay rise for our consultants and over 6% for our GPs, and hopefully that will go some way to reducing the pay gap that appeared because of the new NHS consultants and GPs contracts. Secondly, we wanted to make the representatives aware of some of the shortages still, particularly in the acute specialties within the defence medical services. Although we understand the training pipelines are full, it's retaining the trained products that can sometimes be the problem. And with the armed forces being, according to MOD's figures, 36% undermanned overall for trained doctors overall, and in acute specialties, hospital specialties, emergency medicine, anaesthetics, and general surgery being almost up to towards 50% undermanned. That may improve as the sort of conditions improve, but also as the people come to the training line. But when we do our surveys, it's turbulence brought about by some repeated deployments, and that affects people's families' lives, it affects their practice, and also pay. They're the sort of three main reasons that come up and determine why people end up leaving the armed forces.
I mean, undermanning is one issue that's sort of caught a bit of the media's attention in the last year or so. Another has been the treatment of armed forces personnel that return from combat situations and their treatment in the NHS. I mean, do you think that the care is adequate at the moment?
I think certainly the care we could say is excellent clinically. In terms of what happens on the front line, the care they get there when the injured personnel get back to the field hospital, the area medevac system. I mean, that has been very much fine-tuned now and is excellent, and certainly in certain areas is world leading. I recently visited Birmingham and was certainly impressed by the comments of the patients there and of their relatives, and they very much felt that they were being very well looked after, both clinically and in terms of the welfare support that the families were getting, and that message did come through loud and clear. So in terms of the actual clinical care that our armed forces are getting, I don't think there's any doubt that is excellent.
And what about the next 12 months? What do you think are going to be the main issues for the committee and for armed forces personnel and doctors in general?
Number of issues here. Certainly ourselves and the MOD have been tasked to come up with an issue relating to pay, and that's to produce a system of equivalence to the worth of local clinical excellence awards that NHS consultants can get, which at the moment Defence and Medical Services consultants can't, so we need to look into that. We're in the process of negotiating a new CMP contract, and the basics of that we seem to just about now have in place, and that looks quite reasonable, and we're hoping to go on to produce a system whereby they were rewarded for the extra skills that they bring to the armed services, their specialised occupational health, supervision of unaccredited medical officers in the health centres, and also the management skills that they bring. The other issue is veterans. One of the motions that came from our Armed Forces conference this year was looking at the issue of veterans and how they're cared for, and that's something we are working with MOD at the moment to take forward.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.